Hello and welcome. We are live. It says we are live. Hopefully, we're live. I'm going to pull up my YouTube channel and check it out. This is Tara
We
Lee
are
Live.
live.
Guess what? We're back with Drake. Hi,
Well,
Drake.
hello,
So good to
hello.
see
It's a
you.
pleasure. Been a minute.
Woohoo. So, wow, we have had a lot of stuff going on. We have a lot to catch up on. We've got some dabs to do. We have some. I had the last live I did was with Tardis. We talked about new rigs that I got. So I'm going to update you on the new rigs that I like, what one I'm liking so far.
Yeah, what's your favorite?
We've got so much going on. Drake's got, I don't know, so much construction going on around his house. He's had to tear down half of his garden and move shit.
It's been pretty
What
crazy.
else? Oh my gosh, crazy, crazy. Let me pull up YouTube and make sure we have it going because I'm not totally make sure we got chat out there and pull that out. Pop out. Let's see. Let's see. What's up, Bingo
Nice.
Lombardi in the
There she is,
house?
bingo.
What's up? Welcome in, Bingo. How are you today?
Just trimming up some phenos.
Drake's over
Watching
trimming.
emergency.
Huh. I said, hey, Drake, you're caught in trim gel.
Stuck.
So
Can't get away.
let's go live. Let's go live. I got him stuck. So I coaxed him in here. He was over in Lemon Hoko's Discord. I told him he's going to go live with us today. So here we are. So on the last live, I'm going to update you really quick on my favorite rig. You can go back and watch I opened 5 new rigs on the live. One of them is a reject. I bought a wrong one. So that's not going to work for me. One of them, my husband broke already.
Well, that's why you bought 5.
He felt so bad. It was by the sink and he dropped something on it. So, my fault. Whatever. And thank God I only paid $30 for it. So I don't mind, right? But this is my favorite rig. The heart one has decided to be my favorite rig. It's got that cute little heart in there.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got a cute little heart. And it bubbles really nice. Look at this. Look at this nice little bubble. Oh, I'm doing the wrong end.
That's funny. Oh, yeah. It stacks up. Doesn't look like you're getting much drink at all. So perfect.
None, no water. So it's coming really nice and good. Love it. We're gonna heat up, take a dab. You ready to take a dab, Smart? Take a dab? Or are you gonna smoke that joint? You're still smoking that joint.
Yeah, I've been puffing flower again, dare I say, but when we're doing the hunts, we got to put in the work. I started this morning off with a fresh palette and did the Emergency by Gushmint's number. That was the A. I had that one lettered A, and it was a really nice smoke. It's got that kind of Trop Cookies Tangy-esque sort of vibe, holds right to the end, kind of what I'm looking for through the 4 phenos I've got of this. I'm just trying to find one that actually has a punch to it, but then still gives you that really nice flavor all the way through. We got a bunch of dank stuff in the library, but we're definitely looking for something to fill this little void again. Last week I was Tribal's Trop, rest in peace. Loved that cut. So cheers, Tribal. Hopefully get something back to you that works well. But yeah, smoking flower, and then I'll dip into some dabs. It's time. What do you got there? Looks awesome.
This is my last jar of rainbow belts from the Rose company. Rose all day.
Oh.
And it smells so freaking good. I bought all that they had of this. They didn't have any more. This is the last one. So I'm going to celebrate it and smoke it with you guys here. I've had the jar in the fridge. I kind of been savoring it because I knew it was the last jar. So yeah.
Well, hopefully they
I
have
have
another
rainbow
drop
bells
of it.
growing in my garden though.
Oh, cool. Cool. Is that one of the cuttings you've got? Or
Yeah, I picked up a cutting from Attitudes down in Portland when I was passing
Attitude
through.
Or Archive?
Or Archive. No, wait,
yeah,
it's
Archive for
Archive.
sure.
Archive,
Yeah,
sorry.
Archive, yeah.
I keep saying Attitudes. Archives.
Yeah,
Archive, you're right. Attitudes is seed bank, right?
Yes.
Is that why I confuse them? Okay.
Or at least was. Yeah, I'm not overly familiar, so. But yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's not that gassy. It's very fruity, Bingo. It has, oh my God. This has such a fruity smell to it. Like, I don't know. I have a guava over here that's super gassy. So he says it's gassy. So I don't know. Maybe it has a gas end to it, and I don't mind that. It's got to have that nice fruity flavor at the beginning. at the beginning note and the smell of it. And then that's why I like it. Bingo. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I almost loaded my dab though, and I didn't have it ready. You guys are all distracting me over here. Okay,
Yeah,
I
I'll
got
take a
it.
second. I'm just going to share this thing out a little bit. And then I was curious, you mentioned one of those 5 rigs was an accidental purchase, was a reject right off the hop. What's that mean? Why is it a reject? What was
Well,
the
it's a reject because of the angle to the dangle
Oh yeah, yep. One of those.
where the banger goes in. So I'd have to have a 45 for it to work. And it's also one of the ones that has the drop down that comes out like it would be more for a bong use.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I'll
I
show
see
you
what you're
that here
saying.
as soon as I get this heated up and I can show you. I'll take this dab and then I'll show you the reject.
Well, that's perfect. We can trade off dabs. And you again, you're getting in the last of that rainbow belts. Is that what you said it was?
Yes. What's up,
Nice.
Jean? The band is back together. It is. Janishi. What's
We're stuck
up?
here. We're trimming. We're hanging. We're dabbing. We're smoking. Selecting. It's all the fun stuff.
What's
That's what we
Bingo
do it for.
smoking? Did he say what he was smoking today? What's Bingo smoking today?
Yeah, what's everyone
Uh,
smoking on? What do you guys have? Anything new? Guys and girls, everywhere in between, outside the box. We don't care. We include. But what are you smoking on? What do you got? What's your
last week I
favorite?
had
What's
a whole
new?
bunch of new dabs that I had introduced last week, and there was one that was just too dry. I don't
Oh,
like
yeah,
those dry
you had the
ones. They
whole
just
mystery
it's like
box.
chalky and crumble. When you go to poke into it, it just crumbles apart. I just don't
Yeah.
like those type of rosins. Those are the ones I would stay away from for
Well,
me.
it's almost like, like dare I say, you bring up shatter back in the day, and it's just for, certain things. It's a pain. If you go to take a little dab out and things explode and go everywhere, it's
Yes.
annoying. And if you go and scoop something up and then it just keeps crumbling off your piece, you can't get a rip, and then you need to get like a scooper and dump it in, or, we like the convenience to some level for sure too. So lots of us are used to a very specific consistency that works great.
Okay, here we go. Dab time, y'all.
Okay,
And
sweet,
I
you're
love
going
my
in. Well, then I better
blender.
prep,
Love this blender.
lose the glove, and yeah, those blenders, those will set you up for a nice fat dab, that's for sure. I don't know if I'm going to slurp right now. I'll probably be torched. Might just have to. Welcome back. Get torched, Terp Slurper. We could do it. Feel like we might have to. Got a little niche rig out too. I've had this out for a bit. Doesn't get enough love, so lately it's been getting the love. A couple Canadian artists, John K and
That's
Nish.
cute. That's a cute little
Yeah, a
one.
little bottle cycler. It's fun, functional, works well. Chugs, chug, chug, chug.
And that rainbow belt is so smooth. Like it doesn't make me really cough a lot. I mean, like a cough, but not a heavy cough. And
Now,
I will say that I've been dabbing out of my Puffco more lately
all
just
right,
because
yeah.
it saves me on my dabs. Like
Oh,
these,
of
these
course.
terp slurpers and these blenders are not to save money on dabs at all.
No, no, it's not. It is quite the contrary. But you get pretty amazing, massive rips if your tolerance, requires that, if that does you well. But yeah, one good sized Terp Slurper would probably last you damn near the day if you dosed it up correctly and you're really trying to
Yeah.
get your money's worth, bang for the buck, steal a deal.
And I'm just washing my rig down here in the alcohol so everybody can see. There you go. Not my rig, but my,
Little mason jar, yeah. With a mason jar in it. I saw some cool little
yeah.
inserts, nice stainless ones that just go right in there and they're all perforated. So then they have a little handle so they're easy to pull out so you never have to touch it. And then with I've got a little basket, but it's just got one of those 3D printed things in there. And that raises a
Well,
little
okay,
question.
so
I'm weary having that shit sitting in ice, so it's
my
definitely not
problem
good. So
is like, okay, so these are so big, right? They can only go in so many,
yeah,
like they go in a wide mouth jar. They won't go in a narrow jar, right? And I don't like them in a big square one because the alcohol, you have to have so much alcohol.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I have it in this one and I just kind of tip it on its side and
That's
swish
what
it.
I'll be
I
getting
hold this with
next.
my
Yeah.
finger and then swish this around.
I do like the
But
inserts. I like those little
I don't use isopropyl. For those of you that don't already know this, I use Everclear. So I kind of consume my alcohol a little bit more less than I don't like to just, pour it down the drain.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
you guys are so
veggie.
lucky. We can't even get that here. I mean, I shouldn't say can't. It's
You
possible
can't?
to get it here. No, it's not in our state, our province per se. So we have to like get it through a side one and then have it brought here. And it's technically still above board, but you can only get a little bit, and then it's exorbitantly expensive. So yeah,
What?
isopropanol is generally the way of the road. Yeah, it's just one of those weird
So,
like a British Columbia thing.
but why?
I'd have to look into it to give you the brass tacks on it, but I'm sure it's just something to do
Really?
with the alcohol content, sort of, just some silly
So
backdated.
you can't have 190 proof.
I just can't buy it here without
Oh,
a specific
special
license, I believe. I
license?
think even if you have a special license, I think there's places you can get it for.
Oh,
It's just like in the cannabis industry where you can't get a bunch of the different like sprays and shit like that unless you have a license. But it's good because a lot of them will be very, you have to regulate them. Otherwise, people will be out there willy-nilly just destroying the planet even more than we're already doing.
well, you know.
Such is the way, though.
But
All right.
isopropyl is not good for you. It does disrupt
No.
your system. It also really stinks. I do
Yeah,
not
well, and
like the
every time you
smell of
smell it, right?
isopropyl.
And if it's like if
Yeah.
it, a cleaning
If you're
product,
smelling it,
sanitizing.
you're smelling toxic fumes. If you can smell it, I mean, it is literally is. But
Funny, actually,
it is
this is. Go ahead.
less. What else are you going to clean with if you can't get alcohol? That's
And per se, if you have a double dip system, which again I do, so this is the more dirty dish. Everything goes in the dirty dish first, then I have a second clean dish. The dirty dish gets to about this point, and
yeah.
then it'll get left out over 1 or 2 nights. It will vaporize. It'll evaporate for a good amount, so it's just like a little more thick liquid. Pour that into a mason jar, then have that in the main area where it can do its thing on the side and do the same thing. Get to a point where you have a thick little solution, and then for topicals or anything like that, you've just got activated high quality for me, just live rosin, seed to soil, all my hand product that works really good. Like Katie got a bite and an infection from a spider about 3 days ago and started like doing all sorts of weird things, getting real punky, and just putting that on with the band-aid overnight just simmered it down right off, like just from one night. And now with constant application, it's really mitigating that. And I put it on, like, I'm a klutz and I'm out there doing all sorts of different odds and ends, silly things, so I'm always cutting myself up, and I put it on everything. It's like Frank's red hot sauce for the wounds, and I think it works great. So I try to save as much as I can. But again, you want to be very, if you're using isopropanol, you definitely don't want to be consuming that, maybe orally, or definitely not
It would
burning it or
also
vaporizing it.
be, you could also put it, you could dilute it with some bath salts and you could put it in your bath. You could,
No, I don't
you
smoke
could,
those anymore.
but you could
No.
put
Yeah,
bath. I mean,
100%.
you could take a
Yeah, that
bath
was a
with
poor
it.
joke. But yeah, that
So
actually be
my
curious to.
husband, I use these cotton swabs to clean out my bangers and stuff. And we were headed down the road, and my husband, we were at this place, and he leaned up against something, and he either got bit by a bug or there was like, I don't know, something on there that really made him break out. But it was all of a sudden it started welting up. And so
That's no
I
fun.
took off one of my cotton tips and I put some more alcohol on there, and I wiped it with the dirty cotton.
Yeah.
So my dirty cotton
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
Like
this,
exactly.
and
After you've
wiped it
cleaned
on
your
his
rig with
skin,
it.
and
Yeah.
it instantly took away the itch and the burn. Quit
Hell yeah.
instantly.
Yeah.
Just like, so applying this as a topical, like this is a dirty Q-tip that I use with alcohol, and that's still
But now it's
medicine.
like
Isn't that crazy
well,
that that's still medicine?
yeah.
That will take away a burn. If you guys get burnt, if you burn yourself, that's medicine right there. It takes away the sting, the burn. It's crazy. Stinging nettle. Oh my God, it takes away stinging nettle like that.
I had
God.
one other point, but it fleeted me on it. But yeah, it definitely can be very useful. Very useful. Try to waste not, especially when we're using things that we're not, stoked on. Like I hate the use of the isopropanol. So I try not to slurp too much these days just for that waste factor alone. But we're gonna do it this time. So we're gonna hit this hella jelly to honey banana that I've been narrowing down for the last couple seasons here, and we're on the
That
very
looks good, Drake. I like the color of that. Looks
yeah.
juicy
It's
too.
for the
So
temperatures
it's honey
and
banana
the
wet?
hella jelly, honey banana. This one I think is still a mix of two of the overall four phenos that I'm kind of, at the final odds and ends with. And it was pretty hot. This is greenhouse sun grown. pretty hot and took them, I think, 70, 68, somewhere right around there. So took it pretty long and in a very hot greenhouse, like in like 115
Oh
plus kind of
shit,
thing.
that hot?
Getting real, yeah, oh yeah, getting hot. And
Oh
because it was the
shit.
first harvest of the greenhouse, I just have it so it's got air exchange every minute set up. So then it's not too much hotter or too much more humid than the outdoors. But like when it's getting to be close to 100 outside here, it's like more like 115, 120 in there. And lots of good airflow. Everything's happy. Plants aren't getting crisped up or anything. But the resin heads definitely react differently. If you do, if you've done a cold harvest versus a hot harvest, you're going to see quite a few differences. But nonetheless,
So what do
product came out
you feel like the biggest differences that you see?
sticky per se. A lot of the heads and don't know any of the science behind it. This is just analytical, bro science, whatever the fuck. But it appears that when we do the same phenos in very hot conditions, you're going to get a darker resin. You're going to get a little bit lower return per se. It seems like the waxy membranes around the head, whatever the size heads they are, maybe break down a little bit, or there's something that's happening. Maybe for some reason the essential oils within the heads just become like again they get heated up, some sort of chemical process happens. Now for some reason they're a little bit more caustic or they can break through the walls type thing, a little bit more of a solvent type to it. But either way, it seems that the overall returns go down a little more sticky. You'd think there'd be a lot less terps. That was maybe the one thing that spun us for a top. Not necessarily much more or much less terps. Hot harvest, it almost got terpier, almost had the plant express a little bit more
So
because the
that
hotter
makes
it
a
is, the
lot of
more it can
sense.
metabolize. And
So it makes a lot of sense when you think about how breaking all that down. I'll let you go ahead and heat up and take your dab
Mhm.
while I talk about this.
Yeah, thank you. Please.
So it makes a lot of sense when you're talking about that because so if you think about even just us being outside, right, exposed to the weather, um, the sun is intense and the sun breaks things down and erodes things. So of course, like heat's also going to be part of that, right? That erodes things. If it's hot, it's going to start to melt. Things melt when you heat them up, right? So it's going to continue to not let that outer layer ever really form or build up or ever harden off because it's always too warm for it to kind of dry and hard, for it to get really cool and then for it to get warm again and then for it to get cool and warm and have those type of temperatures and fluctuations is really what you see on a lot of the outdoor crops, right? Especially in the later fall, it's getting all that. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense why it wouldn't be why it would be stickier and different type of resin, but obviously it's not going to affect the terps. The terps are on the inside. The flavor is still on the inside. I mean, really, in a certain way,
Yeah.
right?
And
It's not
though more
necessarily
may
the
be
wax. Yeah,
volatilizing off because of the heat, it may also be producing more because the plant can metabolize at a higher rate. Like more heat
yeah,
is like the hotter the grow, the higher the humidity for most plants, the more vigorous they're going to grow, the more they're going to be rated that like you hit the VPD, right? That we're always after indoors. You're getting a point where the stomata are open and they can really do their fucking maximum, efficiency, transpire as much as possible. You get to a point where it's too hot, they can't do it and it starts to narrow out. But generally, it's quite a bit higher than what we take it to where the plants can really like just rock and roll and process properly. So yeah, that's my suspicion is that it's just producing a lot more, vigorously. And then again, because of the temperatures, it's volatilizing off more, but the terps weren't overall like hash for hash just as happy with the hash in the heat versus the hash from the cold-ish. At least slight differences, don't get me wrong, but still nice. But the main thing was the darkness and the yield factor was the most notable. Though you can,
nice.
you can do a partial dry and work around that in certain factors, at least for the
Yeah.
return.
It's so good to note all these things, I think, and have these type of conversations.
Just so
What's
much to
up,
it. So
Big?
excited.
Welcome in. Hello, hello. What's up, Tribal? Tribal's in the house. How are you? Thank you, Tribal. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're all doing well out there. White
Trying to find
Point,
you a new
hello. How
trop.
are you? Yeah.
Cheers, White
So,
Point.
we were just talking about you this morning, by the way, Tribal. I heard you lost your trop. So, Drake and I were just talking about your Tropicana, asking if I ever smoked it because Drake was smoking some flower this morning, and no, I never did smoke his trap. I was never there. But it looked pretty in the pictures. I got to see it all that.
Well,
So
we're finding it again and he'll get it back. But cheers.
here you go. Cheers, Drake. I need to have another dab here in a minute. I'm gonna heat up. Hope you're all doing good. Hope you're all happy and high out there. It's high noon right now. Woo! Are y'all puffing this morning? Big, are you puffing this morning? Tribal, you puffing? What are you puffing on this morning? So the ones that I had last week, I had picked up. These were the four new cultivars that I had picked up, and now I can't remember what they were, and I need to look at my glasses because I need to grab my glasses because I can't read them. The strawberry banana was the dry one, and every time I've had a banana, it's been dry. I don't know what it is. It's something about it. Like I left it in here so you could see a little bit of the powder at the bottom. How chalky it got. It just crumbled. Like it just crumbled. It was just crumbly, and
Yeah, straight
I
crumble.
don't like that consistency at all. At all. So the ones that I ended up that were okay was the grape one was good. Grape pie. The papaya juice was good. And the tree snake were all good. They were all good. I think it was was it the snake? No, it was the papaya juice was the gassiest of all of them, I would say. And it's the one I left a little bit in here so I could smell it, so I knew how gassy it was. It was very gassy, very, very, very gassy. But I would still smoke it. And the reason I would still smoke a gassy is because I still like the high from gassies.
I
Gassie's
wonder if it's a
really good.
garlic juice cross.
I don't. It could have some garlic in there. You're right. It did have a little bit of that
But
GMO
like kind of like the
smell.
sweet, like my black garlic, it's got like a little
Sweet
bit of like the
garlic.
sweet to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sweet garlic. I think the sweet garlic is why I can smoke them because at least has that sweet smell. Like a sweet unleaded fuel. Like
Yeah, it makes it a
unleaded
little more
fuel
pleasant,
smells
right?
sweet. Yeah. Not so like your terpenes, like not terpenes. What am I saying? Turpentine, like turpentine. You know how off nasty turpentine will smell?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think it's like that. Okay, so I did have some really bad shit go on with my dog, you guys. I should fill my listeners in with that. It's been horrible. My dog had to have an emergency surgery, ended up having to have emergency spayed, ended up having an infection with her pancreas, she ended up
Mhm.
having Addison's disease. She's probably going to
Oh,
most
geez.
likely have daily pills with a monthly shots. This is all shit I did not sign up for. Apparently, this is shit. I'm learning all this as we go. Addison's disease is a thing in dogs and people. Um, God, I'm learning so much, but I don't want to learn this, but I had to. So yeah, I've had a lot of shit going on. That's why I haven't been back on live for a while. I just wanted to fill you in with that. Drake's poor dog got bit this morning by wasps.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we went
Oh,
through the
also
ringer.
puppy insurance. Oh my God. If you guys have an animal, I would really recommend getting insurance right now. We're at least 10 grand with this dog right now. And yeah, we're still going because we have a specialist on Monday in Spokane that we're going to be traveling to because her blood work came back and it wasn't so good. But I'm keeping
Yeah.
positive. I'm staying
Yep.
positive because she
The
wasn't
way to be.
eating. I'm cooking for her daily now, and now she's eating. And so things are going better. So we're just going to keep that positive in the air. I'll keep you guys all posted, let you know what's going on. So it's been a little traumatic in my life and in the backyard right now. I was going to take you guys all out to see my plants today. That was the other thing I wanted to show you. But I can't do that because we have a plumber out in our backyard because we have a leak somewhere going on with our plumbing somewhere outside. So we have somebody fixing that right now, and he's out in my yard with cannabis plants. Oh well, kind of funny.
Mhm.
But yeah. So I will take you out next week, hopefully, and show you my plants.
Nice.
Yeah. So, anyways, your updates, Drake. Go ahead.
Ugh. Not great as well, which generally why I stay recluse and rather brighten days and bring it down. But yeah, it's been pretty crazy around here too. It's been quite some time since we've been more consistent in shows, but we had a lot of stuff happen. I mean, the whole world did with the whole COVID, but we powered through that quite well. But kind of started with this end. We lost and I'm not going to get too deep into anything here, but lost a very close family friend, cancer, and some numerous other things, and that kind of just set the whole set the whole slide. Then we lost connection with one of my dearest buddies and mentor in a pretty scary place in the world. It's not looking good. So, hoping for the best, but maybe some RIPs. So that's been lots to handle and been going on for a couple of years, and that led into losing my pretty well grandmother, but they looked after me. They're the reason why I'm anything these days. So that was tough. Lost grandma and looking after the grandfather now, who was never, originally going to be around longer, right? He's in worse health, so kind of things went all. You never can predict things in life. They always go a different direction. So we're kind of in an interesting space. So there's a lot of change going on. Of course, right before that, kind of had got the greenhouse just started, got like the little indoor 10 by 10 flower and a bigger veg to fuel everything in the outdoor going. So that's all, the garden's going great. The Jadam's, doing awesome aside the
Dude,
the,
and
the missing the
your greenhouse looks amazing. And so does your
thank
grow
you. Thank
inside.
you.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe the amount of plants you had crammed inside that room.
I
Holy
know.
shit. Oh my God, dude. You're
We got
you're
it. We
cranking
got it
it.
all.
You were one of the dudes that are doing it right, Drake.
Well, I
I
really
am so
appreciate that.
honored to know you and be your friend. And I'm so
Well, I'm
glad that
blessed
we
to have you as my big
that
sister
we've
from another
remained
mother.
this way. I'm so glad to have you back
Damn
on
right.
today and we're catching up.
Uh,
So I did want to share a little bit with you guys what was going on. We
I got
don't
one
like to
more,
come
one
and
more
tell you,
whammo.
okay, we don't
We
like
got
to
the,
come
the
and tell you all
final
the
one.
depressing things, but we do need to tell you these things. But go ahead, Dirk.
And the last one after all that fun is we got this big, lovely 8+ acre field beside us. When we first bought this place about 17 years ago, it was originally planned to be a park or just left as is, kind of like an open, wild area. People kind of walk around a little bit with their dogs, mainly just like an open area, just due to the logistics of the highway and everything. Short story made long, money won. They got fucking everything passed they needed to, and now it's a commercial entity. We've got 25 feet, not 40 like we originally thought, 25 feet. We learned this 2 days ago, so I'm going to be a little bitter. But 25 feet from the siding of our house, we've got a Cal Tire, 9 bay Cal Tire, tire change and shop, going to be crazy. Then there's a car wash, Starbucks, McDonald's, grocery store, mini mall off the side, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, lots of work, crazy. The reason why it's more impactful to me is this house and four other ones that were built by a Shiesty contractor. He pulled the pins, moved them, made the area look like it was a little bit bigger than it was. Again, it comes down on the homeowner, but overall, you don't usually, re-inspect the already inspected. So, anyways, there is some property that our house and four other ones had to fork up. Again, wasn't ours. We were just using it. We just had thought it was ours from the way it was laid out with the paperwork and everything. Yada yada yada. Compost pile, all my big beautiful trees we planted 17 years ago, Japanese maples and cedars and what the oh, get out of here. One's birds really love. I just can't. Mountain ash. There we go. They all got the boot as well as a compost pile and a big soil area I had. So then I trailered all that soil and compost because it's like gold, relocated some of it to every spot of the property that is ours that didn't have cement. So now, as Tara's saying, like there's plants everywhere. It's wild. And then I'm repurposing the rest of the soil somewhere else. But it's like, we just on top of all those other things, we then just lost a whole bunch of space. And that's where we had like straight like parking lot, like three vehicles worth of space and all my bins and garden beds and this and that. And now we're trying to like put it all on our little 50 foot by 100 foot. We got a really small lot, standard place, right? Blessed to be here. But either way, so that's been keeping us quite busy. And Grandpa's Parkinson's and just really bad back and a few things going on. Broke his hip right after this, I guess. Yeah, right after Grandpa passed, Grandpa fell, broke his hip. So we thought so it's been chaotic. So we've been, I've been around, been on the Discords, been trying to put out good energy wherever we can, but it's been a little chaotic, a little much so to try and, herd the cats and organize the guests and all that fun stuff. Tara's done a good job holding things down, but hopefully we'll get back to a little bit more consistency and a little more normalcy, or at least complacency with the insanity. But
Yeah,
that's
God.
it. That's
Yeah.
the gist.
Drake has had a little bit more personal stuff going on than I have. But yeah, there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Just the way of the
So
road.
So you're all kind of caught up. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask any questions. Drake is continuing to do pheno hunts. As far as what I planted this year, I had a whole bunch of volunteers come up, so I'm letting volunteers come up. So I'll show you those next week. And then I did plant some extra seeds, and I think they were just some that I bred. I really can't even remember because I forgot to mark them, and I didn't really care this year. So my grow's not really the greatest this year. Um, but I'm enjoying growing and I have plants out there. I do have six clones that I did pick up and I put them all in the same bed because I wanted to see how they all handled outside and outdoor
Hmm.
weather. And those are the ones I picked up from, what was it, Drake?
Archive.
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 Thank you. I almost said attitudes
Fletcher.
again. Archive. So I picked up from Archive. So I will show you how all six of those are looking. The rainbow belts is probably the worst of all of them. It's the smallest of all of them. Um, but I also did take some clones off of them right away, and I probably shouldn't have done that. So that some of this could be my fault. But the lady did warn me that the rainbow belt is the hardest plant to grow of all those clones that they had. So I was like, hey, I don't care. I'm going to buy it. I want to see what it was like. It was also the most expensive. It was $80 for that clone versus like, I think
Hmm.
the others were 30 or something like
Yeah,
that.
20 or
So
30 probably usually.
yeah, I think they were 30. Um, but they were beautiful looking clones. They were probably some of the best looking clones I've bought. Like, yeah, they really were for the price. I've paid I think I paid $60 for a mom, a clone, a mom. She was a mom. She was like wooded, like she didn't even look good. But I paid that for so that I could have a plant. That was quite a few years back when I had traveled down to Oregon because Washington State, where I live, it is legal and it is legal to grow as a medical patient, which I have my card. And oh, guess what? You can't buy any plants locally. You can't buy any seeds locally. They have zero places for us to buy plants or seeds, but we can grow. Yeah, so they care about us medical patients. Just so you know, no one cares about the
Hmm.
medical patients. No one.
Well,
So
you're not making
you're going
money,
to get
right?
left out. You're going to get left out. Every state that goes legal leaves out the medical patients and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my soapbox.
There's
But,
a few
anyways,
good
I do have some beautiful
skeletons,
clones out
but
there, and I'm going to show you the clones later, and they're going to be really cool, and you'll see them, and they'll be really, really awesome. And oh my God, hey, 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 who says that in our chat? But 710 Canuck just showed up.
talk about an
Whoa.
update. Talk about things going on. Talk about things that are well deserved. There's a man
Yeah.
that needs to come on. And speaking of,
710 in the house.
we glazed
We
over
know what
tribal too. We need
710's
both of these
doing.
cats jumping in
We
here
know
and
what
giving us some
710's
updates.
doing. 710's doing shit in petri dishes.
Yeah, we used to do it all. But cheers, yo. Thanks for everyone
What's
for
up,
tuning in.
710? Hey, are you getting feedback on my end at all when
Me?
you're
I am
talking?
not.
Yeah. Okay. My mic was kind of
Anyone
greenish
else? And
occasionally.
feedback?
Okay.
How's our
How's the
audio
sound,
sound?
everybody?
How's the
Yeah.
first episode back? Are we all right? Are we rusty? Where's it?
Drake got a new
How's it look?
computer. That was another thing. His computer went tits up, so he had to get a new
Oh
computer.
yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna be trying to go take your JMS outside with your laptop, probably don't walk into it with your laptop and then yeet your laptop and break it. That's another reason. It's kind of hard to do this when you're just on a phone. So I haven't had a computer until probably a month ago or something too. So
Yeah. It's very hard.
got myself nominated for the Darwins again.
It's hard. What's up, Matt? How are you today? Matt retracted his message. Okay. What's up? What's up? What else?
Well, we
There's
do have
something
some more
else I was
grow
going to
things
bring up
going
and I
on for
forgot.
sure. We got some we got some plants in the flower room right now, 3x6 and 4x8 bed to refresh. There's
Yeah,
about
that's what I
100
forgot.
papaya fuel to acai in the 4x8, a few more in the 3x6, and then just a couple rows of five each of a few different phenos just to play around. Veg is pretty loaded up, but it's getting converted. It's going to become the flower eventually. So hopefully by at least this time next year, it'll be all backwards and changed up. So the flower will be 10x25 and the veg will be smaller. But we'll see. Got a few pool bud snips from the good friend Steve. So we'll see how those do. They've all rooted out, except for the frosted fruitcake. That's the only one that's being a stubborn little cut. So wish me luck on those two. And then yeah, greenhouse is just flipped. Full terms are a couple weeks into their transition. Things are moving.
Sorry, I'm laughing at chat. I
You're
think
good. Pull us in.
I'll talk. I'll say something later. I'm just laughing right now. Oh my god, you guys are choking me up over here. I'm trying to take a dab. You're making me laugh. I think,
Uh-oh.
yeah, I think that might be a bad dude. Yeah, bad dude.
Gonna be
Bad
blowing
dude.
bong water through the rig.
Yeah, dab time. Oh shit, where'd my marble go? I lost my marbles. Always
Uh-oh.
lose my fucking marble. That's the only thing I don't like about my dab rigs now, because oh my god, using this Puffco, it's always attached. It's so fucking easy and so handy. It has become a very handy tool, and I travel a lot with it. I really have. I do still like the other dab rig, but they kind of had a faux pas on me, and they took a while, and they didn't get placed replacement parts, and kind of annoyed me. And they also, it's not as small, and the Puffco did really improve their game when they came up with the 3D X-Tel chamber. It is like taking a real dab. So you see this glob right here? I can put the same
Oh,
glob
yeah.
in my Puffco, and it won't get globby. Like, it won't be that rig that gets globby.
That's awesome.
Like their old one, it got globby. Yeah, it got globby. You couldn't put that big a glob in there; it would glob all up, and it would just ruin your Puffco. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Cheers.
Cheers, Tara. Might have to go in on a little something, something else too. Maybe not a slurper, but just a little something. I have to see. I've got some little bit of some Blue Magoo mixed with Amnesia Haze I could dip into, but it's almost gone, so I'm starting to get pretty frugal with it. And I'm thinking about just hitting
I
that Ohio goop.
smoked. I smoked a hash joint of blue goo. No, maybe it wasn't from Joshua Steensland.
Okay, yeah.
It was blue something. Sounds familiar. I think it
Hmm.
was.
How was it?
Well, I don't like joints, but it was a hash
Yeah, that's why I was
joints.
surprised.
Well, that was back in the day when I was new, right? And I went to that lifted cannabis yoga, and I was stuck in Joshua Steensland, and I went to this lifted cannabis yoga thing because his wife was putting it on, because I wanted to go meet him. And so we
Nice.
got to smoke his flower, and he gave out a joint at this yoga thing. And that was the first time I'd ever really done yoga. It was really fun. I super enjoyed it. And then we since went back to another one. It was really fun. And Joshua gave me like a whole gram of rosin. I didn't even like, yeah, he was so nice. Super nice guy. Really like Joshua. Super outstanding guy. I think they're raising like their grandkids and doing an amazing job at
Maybe
it.
we'll have
They're
to reach out and touch
amazing
base and
people.
have a little update with him in the future here. That'd be a fun
He's
one.
just he's kind of like not doing YouTube stuff anymore. He kind of just said, I'm not really um doing interviews and doing stuff anymore. I
Well, we'll
hadn't
see if
reached
it's
out to him,
different
but he
for
said
someone that
someone
just
else.
wants to talk to him versus people that are trying
Well,
to
it
profit
might
off
be.
him.
You never know. Never know. Yeah, I just really like the guy. He was a good guy. Like
Yeah,
all you
exactly.
guys that I hang around with. Bingo's a good guy. 710's good. All you guys in chat are good guys. I don't have bad people to hang around me. If they don't, I get rid of them.
Yeah,
I
they don't
walk away.
last too long.
Yeah. They don't want to hang around me. They know better. They know better. All right. Um let's see. It is 4:20 somewhere.
Yeah, we've had some nice washes recently.
Yeah. What have you been
Most
watching?
no, I mean, most notable is just the greenhouse I pulled down because there's just a good selection of things to wash. So I got some nice flavors. There's some lots of honey banana crosses, but sour diesel, GMO, blue magoo, capella jellies, dulce de fresa, lavender. And then there was some papaya fuel to acai. It had a pretty cool profile.
Did we
Um,
ever hear the story where the honey banana or where any of that came from?
there's like not this, but like there's, I think we've spoken in general or heard about like honey banana itself and maybe the cut that's been used for washing. Um, but there's as with many things, a few tails. And then what I've got are just crosses that our good old buddy Shepherd had done some work with. And yeah, I know he had some questions about the provenance, but I'm very happy with a lot of things I
Where
found.
did
So
he pick up? Was the honey banana was the female or male? Female,
honey
right?
banana was the female that
The
he
female.
reversed, I believe. Be another
I
great
wonder.
cat to come and give an update just because he's got multiple
I
things,
wonder.
multiple stoves in the fire.
I kind of feel like the honey banana. Why I'm wondering is because I feel like I smelled the honey banana first time at Kushkirk's,
I wonder because it would have been then
and
or like
it's
because I
in
can't remember the
Oregon,
timeline.
and it's right around that timeline.
Well, Bubble
And why
Man,
I
Marcus had
remember
some.
this, and why I remember this so like kind of explicit, like just like kind of this is sticking with me, is because I went with Two Dog. I took Two Dog down there, and we went to go
Yeah,
wash
yeah.
because Kush Kirk was going to do a class for me and another guy on how he does his wash. And Kush Kirk is amazing guy, and he does amazing hash. And so why would I not want to go learn from one of the best of them with the Dem Pure crew? So I went down there and I took Two Dog with me because I wanted somebody to go with. I didn't want to go by myself. So we went down there and we got to go in Kush Kirk's big barn where he cures all this stuff and dries all this stuff. And he still had so much plants just hanging there all year. Um, and I specifically remember Two Dog going over and smelling this one thing and it being honey banana. I remember it being the honey, like honey, but not, I don't know, banana. Like if it was there
Oh,
just a honey.
okay.
And so it like I'm wondering if it was honey banana and I all I remembered was the honey part of it. And like if that was the same plant and that was the same plant going around down there. And I remember Chris Kirk saying that he washed a lot of it. I was thinking, and I don't remember anything else about it other than that. So that was just something I came across. The other thing I
What?
remember coming across at Kush Kirk's and a lot of people talking about was OGKB. I walked into that room when I saw it. He had a veg room down there. And I was like, oh my God, what is that plant? It's so beautiful. And it was the OGKB. Oh my God. That thing was just praying. It was the most beautiful plant in that garden. It was amazing. But anyways, there. That was my story.
Remember that?
That was a bit ago.
Yeah, I
I
was
need to
trying
go
to
down
remember
and
what
see
came
him.
first, that or the Unicorn Cup. What's the other time
I went to
Marcus had
that
some at the
first.
Unicorn Cup?
I went to that. I went to all that first before the cup.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That was 2 years prior or a year at least prior. So that would make sense that that would be around that whole timeline. Because the cup is when I brought all the seeds to you, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of bringing stuff to me, look at my I shouldn't say brown, but look at someone gifted me these. Nice.
Oh, I didn't even know what you're showing. You got some beautiful fungi
Yeah.
there.
Pretty. I don't know what they are though. Oh shit! I dropped it out. I didn't see it. Didn't have the.
Well, you got to eat it.
There it is. That not pretty. Big guy. That's one of the smaller ones. It's so these. It's weird. So I got whole bunch of little fungi. I got some small ones and I got some big ones, and I've been microdosing to sleep with them, and oh my god, they really help me sleep. It was so funny that I had
Oh,
look at this. They're packaged.
I
Look at
think you
that.
cut out for a quick second there, but it was just minor. But mush lover, hey?
Look at that. Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? 30
Mm-hmm.
bucks. Even has price on there still.
Wow. And how much is there?
Here, what does it say on the back? I can't read it. It's too small.
Okay, something. We source only the highest quality organic raw mushrooms to give a consistent and quality experience. Directions for use. See weight loss. Serving size. Yeah, I don't know if I can. There are some mushrooms in there. Know that for sure. Very close. Oh, dun 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 dun. No, that's not gonna do me well enough.
Doesn't say.
I'm sure it does.
Oh,
Right
right
there,
there.
3.5.
3.5
Yeah,
grams. There we go.
beautiful.
And these are the iceberg ones. That's why these are so important. Oh, look, I have gold shit on my face.
Yeah, you like those icebergs. That's cool.
And I'm super excited. And they're, oh my God. They're so happy mushrooms, you guys. If the icebergs, yes, the icebergs are amazing. They're just happy. They're such happy mushrooms. Just, oh my God, just a small little pinch is all you need. That's it. Small little pinch. And it'll change changes my wiring. But I also am not on antidepressants. Also not on all that stuff. If you are on any other medications, I am not a doctor. Do not listen to me. Always check this stuff out yourself and do your research because maybe it's not for you. It's not for everybody. I don't believe anything is for everyone because we're not all the same and we're not supposed to be. And we need to remember that.
Yeah.
I also have some mushrooms in my soup today, and my coffee today. Um, Along with, isn't this a cute little mushroom cup? Thank you.
That
You
is
know
a very cute little
who?
cup.
Somebody left this at the 710 event, and I got to claim it, so it's now mine.
That's nice.
But there is mushrooms in my coffee. However, there's not psychedelic mushrooms in my coffee. There are cordyceps, lion's mane, turkey tail, shaga, reishi, and I think there's one I'm missing, but I don't remember what it is right now because it's a blend that I buy
Cool.
that I've been using because the other blend that I used to buy they don't make it anymore, and I'm super bummed. Super bummed. Oh, cute! Look at you. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers to the mushroom world. And we
Cheers.
both got amanitas, it looks like, or something in that species.
They are. They are. And oh my God. Okay. So I felt like such a fool last
Uh-oh.
year when I had all those mushrooms and I was wearing my gloves and I was showing everybody all those mushrooms because my husband was freaking out that I shouldn't touch the mushrooms. He was like, don't touch the mushrooms. They'll poison you. Like one touch will go through your skin and you can get sick. Is this true? This is not true.
With for what were you touching? Radium?
Mushrooms. Mushrooms. He was making me wear gloves for everything I was touching.
What,
He
wait,
was
were they
freaking out.
mushrooms that were outside a nuclear fallout
Yes.
that had been
No, no
bioremediating?
psychedelic weird ass. And they were like, one of them could have been the death cap, like those weird ones, or what's the panther one? I didn't know what I was doing. See, when I touch things, I don't know what I'm doing. I put on
I mean,
gloves.
with mushrooms, it's better to be safe than spory. So if you don't know what you're dealing with, definitely be cautious.
But I
Like a lot of
also
the
wasn't
time,
going
like
to
the
eat any.
spores.
I also wasn't going to eat any. I was just going to
Yeah,
leave
but
them.
from just touching, I think, and again,
I think
just
you're pretty
again,
safe.
not a mycologist, not fucking medical advice, but you're pretty safe touching a lot of the mushrooms, if not one would say most of the mushrooms. Definitely your standard psychedelics. If someone's showing you some, you don't have to be scared of touching it. Like, maybe more like thinking the lines of like touching like an LSD crystal or like even like maybe MDMA or like certain things that actually are rather bioavailable. Like LSD, if you were to touch a crystal like that, you're
No,
gonna have
I
a
was
pretty
talking
bad
about just
time.
fresh mushrooms outdoors. Fresh
Yeah,
mushrooms outdoors. More of that.
yeah.
More of that.
Always fall back on a trusty mycologist, but yeah, you're don't gotta be too scared.
Scared. I was scared.
Getting scared.
I was
Mushrooms
scary.
gonna send me to another world just by looking at them.
Oh my God, you don't know what they're going to do to you. You
They
never
get you.
know. Oh, hey, by the way, don't forget to like the video. Hit that thumbs up, y'all, please. And don't forget to follow. If you don't follow, subscribe. I don't know. Don't pay money. Subscribe. I
All the
forget. You
follow.
got to follow on one, subscribe on another, like on another. I forget which app is freaking which at some of these. But don't forget to follow or whatever it is. Subscribe. And you can go follow us on Instagram as well. Drake has Instagram. I think Drake posts way more than I post on Instagram. Oh, also, we have a Discord that we have not been very active on, and we need to get a little bit more active on that. So we'll probably work on that. That'll probably be something
It's
I'm going to
possible.
work on. Yeah,
You can at least
we'll
find us
post a little
in
bit more.
Discords.
We have a lot of information about Jadam over there because Drake is the man on Jadam, and we also
There's a
had
fair
a
amount,
friend that helped us do this amazing thing over on Discord. So it would be probably an honor of him to start working that and let everybody have access to that. So we need to work on that. So if anybody is interested in Jadam or have any questions on that information, please reach out and let me know, and we'll get you into that Discord if you'd like to get involved in that. What else? Can you think of anything else? Drake's trimming over there, by the way. That's why he's halfway off camera, and you can only see it looks like you got a red nose. Did you get sunburnt?
Rudolph? I don't know. It's possible.
Oh, or it's just
This is
probably
some of
your
the
bandana.
emergency. This is emergency gushments. Some of the things I'm trying to suss out for you, Tribal, if you're still there. Something for troppy vibes.
Troppy vibes. Cool. The weather's been crazy. It's been like 100 and then dipping back down. It definitely feels like fall's in the air. I can definitely feel that. I got a whole bunch of pears this year. That was nice. There's some still on the tree. I haven't even picked them all, and I kind of don't know that I'm going to. I love to go out and smell my cannabis plants every day. That's one thing I love to do. Makes me happy. What makes you happy to do every day? What's the one thing you like to do? It's one thing you look
Garden.
forward to.
100 just
Garden.
getting out and
Yeah.
getting feet in the soil and just being with the plants and unplugging. We have the melodic 325 fucking team of excavators out there playing us songs all day. So you kind of just get lost in the screeching and the beautiful plants. It's pretty nice. It's actually not too bad. You really kind of just forget that you're listening to a war zone of construction in the back.
Sorry. I can
Peaceful.
just picture. I can. I'm so sorry you have to go through that. Sorry for laughing.
You barely even notice. It's like a skid steer, like touching my wood fence 3 feet away from me.
Oh my God. Oh no. Yeah. Living in construction.
We'll have to show the garden off though. It's
hell.
pretty stark contrast. Things are pretty happy. We've probably crested the 10-foot mark with most of the plants, and greenhouse is, like I said, just on its way now, just to being flipped again. And there's full terms everywhere, tomatoes galore. Our corn was successful. We had all sorts of corn. I just munched some right off the stalk today without cooking it. It's delicious, fresh.
I used to eat popcorn. I'm not so into it anymore. When I was younger, I really liked it. What people do though, I feel like people cook and boil corn too long. Like it just really needs to be steamed in its husk. Like leave it in its husk. If you just cut off both ends and then you just put it in a steamer, you can microwave it. I don't know if I really agree with microwaves anymore. I'm kind of weird. I'm on the fence about a microwave oven. Okay. I don't know why.
The less radiation, the better around here.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'm on the weird fence on the microwave. I'm not sure if I feel like it's a good thing to use or a bad thing to use at this point in my life. So at this point in my life, I feel like a steamer is the best thing to use. So if you have a big pan and you just put some water in the bottom, and you can get those steamer baskets, or you don't even have to use a steamer basket, or you could have one of those inserts that also fit, it's like a strainer thing. And you just put them in there and cook them right in their husk. And if you cook them right in their husk, it all just comes off so easy. All this, the peel and all that. I remember I
Yep.
used to hate husking the corn when I was a little kid. And the reason I used to hate it was because we used to can corn when I was a kid. Not can it, but we would freeze it and freeze it in those baggies. Back in the day, there was 5 kids, and frick, the only way my parents could afford to feed us is I'll go out and pick corn in the frickin' cornfield. And because we had farmers that were all friends, right? So we'd go pick all this corn and we'd get together with this other Mormon family that lived down the road. And we would sit there and we'd all have to husk. The kids would all have to husk the corn. And then we'd have to haul it over to our parents. The parents would cook it. And then we'd have to haul it from the cooker and throw it we had a kiddie pool. And it would cool in the kiddie pool. And I remember always eating the corn out of the kiddie pool. And
That's pretty
then
funny.
from there you'd have to take the corn, and it'd have to be we had this block of wood that my dad had taken a nail and drove it up through the wood, and then they put this plastic thing over that, and then they would take the corn and they would throw it right on the nail, and then they'd take that, I don't know, what are those little metal things that have the little corn thingies, the corn shredders, I don't know. And you push it down really hard, and all the corn would come off, and it'd just come out in clumps. And then one person would be over here bagging the corn, and then the other person would be over here stealing the corn. We had like this whole chain line of
Yeah, that's a
shit going
system.
on,
Holy
man.
shit.
Yeah, we did. It was crazy. And we'd be doing all out in the country where I lived at my house. I remember all this so vividly. Oh my God. Yeah. It was a lot of corn. We went through a lot of corn. It was one of our favorite vegetables, though, as a kid, was corn. All that sugar, of course it was. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I feel like another dab.
I could probably sneak in one more. I didn't do that second one yet. I said I was going to, so
And what do I want to dab on?
it's hard to stop trimming for 2 seconds. All of a sudden, it's been half an hour,
Hmm.
and the day's a
I know,
waste.
right? Take another dab, and then I think we'll call it a show. I'd like to get back on next week, though, and show you guys my grow.
Yeah, we can do some
And
show your grows.
yeah, we should do that. Show your grow. And hey, if there's anybody else that would like to come on and show your grow, that'd be fun. A show your grow show. Show your grow show. Let's do that next week. What day?
We can at least start with showing our grows and, see if we can
Okay, maybe we
get
should
some
make it
people
a
out of the
thing.
woodworks. Yeah, show your
Okay,
grow,
maybe
then
we
we can
can make
show
it a
my grow the
thing.
next time. Then we can
Let's
show
start.
whoever wants to
Let's start
show.
with that. So if there's anybody that'd like to show your grow, contact us and we'll start a show your grow show.
Why not? And we don't care what size, how big, how little, come on, show us what you got. If you want
Show me
some
yours, I'll show
tips or
you
tricks, maybe
mine.
we got that. If you want to give us some, we'd love to hear it.
Let's do it. Dab
Little
time.
Rosham grow.
And if you'd like any advice from Drake, Drake would be happy to help you out on Jadam. He
Or
is the man to go to.
yeah. And if you have advice, we love to hear it. We want to see what you're doing. Show us your
Yeah.
tricks.
It was really cool the other day. I thought when we were all hanging out in Discord, we were over in Lemon Hoko's Discord, and there was a gentleman that came in there and showed us his big tree, and we were all talking about advice on how to trellis it because it needed trellised. It was huge, huge. And so it was kind of cool because I felt like we all kind of talked and discussed, and nobody was like, oh, you got to do it my way or you got to do it my way. I felt like everybody just kind of threw in their thing, and then we kind of all like figured out what would be the easiest for that gentleman to do it. And I thought, that was really a cool conversation about going about it because I think there's a lot of people forget like there's a process of elimination that, maybe it's not the most cost effective for that person in their area. Maybe your area that's more cost effective. So there's all these things to consider when giving advice to people about doing lots of things in their
The
life.
first thing is, do they want advice? Start
There you
there. Make
go. Thank
sure,
you.
I
Thank
caught myself the
you.
other day talking to someone. I was like, you know what? Wait a minute.
Do they
Are you
even
looking for
want it?
advice here? Yeah, are you looking for any advice? And then he was respectfully like, oh yeah, no, I actually would love some. And it was good, but just, maybe take a second and just think, am I actually helping here or am I just trying to make people think that I know everything? and know it better than me. And
Exactly.
I'm
And
guilty,
everybody
it
has
just
their own way
happens.
of
It
doing it.
happens.
And there's lots of ways to do things. Just like when you put into Google Maps and you take the wrong turn, you can still keep going. You can still go. You just go another little way. So it's okay. I love it. I love it. It was a
Yeah.
great conversation. And I thought it was very, very nice to have that conversation because I've been in a lot of rooms where I felt like, oh, you got to do it my way. And this is the only way there is. There's been a lot of that. So it's
Yeah.
nice to see the
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, and speaking of a quick little shout out, of course, as Tara said, we've been over at Lemon Hoko's, NW47, been there for a hot minute. Fucking props, Lemon. Titan, Blest Coast Genetics, fucking, he's fantastic. Check him out. Got a good Discord. And then old Solventless Minds, old buddy, old pal. He's got a good Discord too. It's around, so you pull cards, you might be able to find some of that. So between growing or breeding or washing, making hash, or just wanting to dab out, or getting really nitty gritty into the science of it. There's some really cool spots right now that are ripe for the picking. You just, got to be a decent person to be around. That's the only thing. Just be decent to be around. You're in.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to everyone that's putting in the time to hold these rooms down and make awesome spots for us to come and sneak out of the woodwork and hang in while we do our work. But yeah, cheers to everyone that tuned in. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
I'll put this down and actually dab, otherwise it's not going to happen.
That was a great dab.
At least dab with everyone. And we'll see. We'll do what we can. We'll be a little more consistent there, I say. Don't put us in that corner. I didn't actually say it, but we will try. We will try. See what we can do. Get some
We're
tours
not going to
going.
put ourselves in a box because we don't fit.
We got lots going on. It's, it works when it works. But I'd love to take you to the little shop and show you what we got washing on there with the old hashtag and some of the shit. It's a nice little area. In the gardens, we'll have to show Tara's gardens. We got some things and some stuff. We're feeling the energy. We're feeling the vibe. Trying to put some good out, take some good in.
I got two
Maybe even make a
volunteers
difference.
taller than me.
Isn't that crazy? Can't wait to see those. But I'm heating up.
They're big. They're so big, dude. They're so big and bushy. Like, I didn't trellis them. I did put like a rebar post right next to each one of them so it would hold them in the wind. And so their stems just grew really girthy. And like, so I took one of those, like a big, like cage, those like concrete metal rolls of fencing that you get. That's that roll, nasty, rusty shit. So my husband took a whole bunch of that and made these big round circles for me for my cages. And I didn't get them on there early enough, and I should have. But they were so close together, I didn't know if I was even going to keep them because I was like, oh, for sure, one of them would be a male, I'm sure. But no, both of them were females. So now they're both really big females next to one another. So I took this cage and it's opened, and I just kind of halfway encaged it. So it's kind of just has a cage halfway around most of it. And it's all growing together and it's so big and bushy. So I think I'll set I think if it's nice and the weather's nice and whenever we set up next for our live, I'll set up out in the garden if it's not too hot for me. Because I think it's been cooling off a little bit. I could also maybe put a shade out there. I don't know. We'll see. I'll at least take you out in the garden or have a camera set up in the garden so you can see it next time we're live. I don't know if I'll be out there, but it'd be cool if I was out there because maybe I should trim my plants while I'm out there. You guys can watch me trim a little bit. I need to thin them out. They're really bad. Thick and bad. One of them really smells lemony. I'm super excited about it. I kind of call it my lemon corner. So yeah, excited about that. And I do need to trellis those other ones up too that I got those clones because they're starting to bloom. So that's what I got going on. So next week, I don't know what day we'll do a show next week sometime. I'm not going to put a date on it yet or a time on it. I do have an appointment probably on Monday. I'm going to Spokane, so it probably won't be Monday. I'm just going to throw that out there. And I don't know what Drake has going on next week. We haven't talked, went that far ahead in advance. So we will chat after line. And so you got to hit the button, I guess. Keep the notifications up if you want to know when we're going live. So as always, peace and love. Till the next live. Drake, any last words?
Much love. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Until we see you next time. Have a great day.
Bye, y'all. Peace.